crank man on dick.
Well, hello there, good people. I am your good fella, Young T-Bell and Tyler. I'm proud of you, son. Episode 6, I think. You're doing good so far. Keep it up. You ain't got to 10 yet. We'll celebrate it just a little bit when we get to 10. But so far, we just need you to keep this stride and make sure you keep putting out these episodes. Don't worry about everything else. Don't try and make it perfect. Just keep doing these episodes. You're doing good. I'm proud of you, son. Speaking of son, happy belated Father's Day. Well, yesterday was Father's Day. Hope you was able to celebrate with your dads or your husbands or your granddaddies or whoever that father figure in your life is or was. I hope you was able to celebrate with them or celebrate them as they so deserve. Speaking on Father's Day specifically, I just want to talk to more specifically the fathers, young fathers and fathers to be. Just I guess a little encouragement or some words of advice. I guess you could say the title of this episode is going to be My Family Comes Second. I know a lot of people are going to look at me crazy like, what do you mean your family comes second? It's supposed to be God first, then your family, and then. Just listen. All right. This is how I've learned and maneuvered on this fatherhood journey. So I've been a father for 4 years. My oldest child is 3. My baby girl will be 2 next month. And my son is going to be 3 weeks old this week, something like that. So what I can realize now, where I kind of fell short on the first year, well, with my son at least, as a father, of course, you know, you're supposed to always be there for your kids, provide for them, protect them, do what you have to do to make sure they are taken care of, right? So what I realized or what I learned or what I can reflect back on from my first year of parenthood was my family pretty much was second or came second. The reason I say that is because as a father, you know, your family is your first ministry. It's supposed to be top priority and always making sure, you know, they are always in the forefront when planning things or trying to figure out stuff to do. Like the family, of course, is always supposed to be in the forefront. Take care of your wife, take care of your kids, make sure home is taken care of, right? I'm not saying my home wasn't taken care of, but certain things that I would lean more towards versus putting my family first, if you'll say. More specifically, it was 2 things that probably really got my time year 1 and a lot of year 2 of being a parenthood once my daughter was born. The first thing specifically was when my son was born, I was working night shifts. And if you've never worked night shift, it's a doozy. It takes a lot out of you mentally, physically, and spiritually. And so when my son was born, I was working night shift, and it was a lot of times where, like I said, the first year, even going into the second year once my daughter was born, it was a lot of times where my job would take top priority over everything else because I would always feel like, I got to be at work on time. I got to be there Monday through Friday. Whatever the shift they tell me, I got to work all my hours. I got to make sure everything is clear on my schedule so I can be at work. I don't want to schedule nothing else if it's going to come close to me getting to work on time. Like Joy would be wanting to do stuff. It would be like at 7. But I really wouldn't fully be like there wherever we'd be. Like we'd be at an event or something and we would be there, but I wouldn't like mentally be there because I would be clock watching, you know. Okay, 7. Okay, we here. I got to be at work at 10. So, you know, I got to be home by 9:45, 9:30. We need to be, you know, be up out of here. We need to be on. I don't want to be rushing because I got to clock in. You know what I'm saying? So I would, of course, be the party pooper. I would be no fun. I would always be, my head would be on my computer. Like, I got to do this. I got to work on that. And we'll be somewhere. I'll be like, okay, 7 o'clock. Okay, we here. Y'all ain't starting no time, or y'all messing with my schedule. The event started at 7:30. Okay, 7:30, 7:45, 8 o'clock, 8:30. 8:30, I'm getting antsy because I'm like, I know I got to be at home. I got to be getting close to getting work. And I'm thinking about how long it's going to take us to get home, or is it going to be traffic? I'm thinking about everything except enjoying the moment at that time because I was so focused on trying to be the perfect employee for, I don't know why, Cause I know that job would have just kept it moving whether I got there late or I missed a night of work. I'm not even there no more, and they still, they still functioning without me. But at that time, I didn't convince myself that they didn't need me until I actually made up in my mind to quit, because for like 3 years, honestly, I was working night shift, almost 4 years, and every time we would have to do something, it was close to me having to work, or we would go out of town, or I like wouldn't want to take vacation days. I didn't want to come to work late. I didn't want to take a night off because I always need to be at work. Or let me tell you something. Talk to my boy AP. We both realize these jobs, they don't care about you like that. Okay, you hear what I'm saying? Do what you got to do for you. It will be a bunch of times where Joe would tell me, you ain't got to be there. Especially when I knew my job had a lot of flexibility, but I still told myself I needed to be there and be this perfect attendance coworker. I don't know why. It wasn't like I was getting paid extra. Overtime was gone, so it was just like me being super extra. Like if I was clocking in 30 minutes late, they'd be like, okay, fine, just make it up whenever you can. It wasn't like, oh, you're 30 minutes late, oh, you're gonna get fired. Like I was making it way more than it needed to be, to the point where I put my job, that was first. Like that was on the pedestal. I'm not doing nothing else because I gotta work, gotta be this employee. Oh, my kids, we want to go somewhere. No, I'm tired. Okay. Well, I get off work at 7. Okay, I can't do nothing with my kids because I gotta sleep. Gotta sleep at least 5-6 hours. Then, okay, put them to bed. Then I'm going back to sleep. It was like that cycle went on for the longest. Get off work, go to sleep, play with my kids for maybe an hour or two, go back to sleep, and maybe every now and then be a husband. Like it was so much time I put into my job that I was consumed in it. I would say that. So for all like new fathers or even people who want to have kids, you think you have, you might have a great job. That's cool. I'm not taking that away from you, but there's only so much that a job that you should give into other things other than your family. And I probably was giving 60-40, probably 70-30. 70% to my job, 30% to my family. And every bit I would give to my job, it would take more and more from my family because I would be so tired. I wouldn't want to do nothing. I would be a zombie. I'd be irritated all the time. My patience was short. With kids, they don't care about all that. They just, they just want to play and all this kind of stuff. So I had to realize, okay, I'm giving too much time to this job. I know this job don't really care about me. So at what point do I draw the line? And it's harder to separate work and home when you work at home, if that makes sense, because when you clock out, you run out of the office. See y'all Monday. I'm out of here. But it's like, okay, I'm working sometimes on the weekends. My computer and stuff I have an office at home specifically dedicated to be able to work at night. Got my work phone. So it's like I can't really separate it because I already know every time I walk past my desk, I know I got to go to work. But yeah, that's the first thing I would say that consumed me. And all of this was, like I said, in the first 2 years of me being a parent. The second thing I would say that my family came second to was the media ministry at church that I had to learn to just step back from. Because if you know T-Bell, you know T-Bell love media. If you know T-Bell from church, you know T-Bell love the media ministry, right? So when my son was born, we'd be going to church. As soon as I'd be rushing trying to get to church. I got to be the first one in the media booth and the last one in the media booth. I got to get the cameras and set up. I got to be the one to help tear it down and put all the stuff away. When in reality, now I should have known when I went off to West Georgia that, it's good to be a part of the media ministry, but the media ministry don't need me. It's just nice to be in the number, right? So this went on, I know, at least for the first year while Jackson was born. So we'd be going to church. As soon as we step in the parking lot, sometimes he'd be like, all right, Joe, you good? Send her home with the baby, and she'd be out in the congregation every time. So I may have sat with Joy when we had Jackson, maybe 4 times when we had Jackson, if not less, because I was always in the media booth. I was always away from my family, right? So it got to the point where even when we had Kennedy, I was like, okay, I'm in my mind trying to work it. Oh, I might still be able to do the meeting maybe every other Sunday. And it went on for a few months, a little bit, while we were still in church before quarantine. But it was still kind of like, okay, it was one thing to leave Jordan with one baby, but two babies, and then a car seat and a baby, that would have been a headache. So I was like, okay, Tyler, if you know me, I'm an all in type of guy. So I was like all in for the media ministry, right? I didn't know how to Sunday here, Sunday there. I was like, gotta be there all 4 Sundays, 5 if there is 5. I gotta be in the media booth. But I was just like, okay. I talked to my dad and the other media director, and I was just like, okay, look, I'm gonna have to just step back because I am giving the media ministry too much of my time. I love the media ministry, but I'm gonna call me if you need me basis, because I will be here every time, even if I'm not needed. Sometimes I'll just be there and it'll be multiple people already there working. I would just be there. I wasn't even needed. And then I just got to the point where I was just like, okay, I'm gonna have to step down. So if you need me, call me. Other than that, I can't be here like I used to. I can't be here early. I can't be here late. Because I would be there early and then we'd be there late because of me. Because I'm still trying to wait for DVDs to finalize. And I'm trying to wait to shut down so I can close the sync. It was just too much. It was too much. My family was getting the short end of the stick. It was there longer because of me. They wasn't seeing me. With Kennedy, I got a little better because we were sitting together as a family. But it hurt me a little bit because I was there physically. But again, my mind was in the media booth. I was like, okay, something going on with the sound. Oh, I'm looking at the cameraman. Oh, the cameraman did this. I'm still in media ministry mode because every Sunday, like I said, for years, that's what my mind was focused on. So I had to really check myself because, okay, you're giving everything to this job, giving everything to the media ministry. Okay, then your family gets just whatever is left. And once we had Kennedy, quarantine probably was a blessing because I had kind of stopped going back to the media booth for quite some time, but not being in church, it also gave me a reason not to have to go to the media booth. But also I had told myself, look, you just need to step back and, whenever you're needed, I'll act as if they needed me and the media ministry wouldn't go on without me. Like I said, I went off to college and it was 2 years. They was just fine without me. But now I'm literally on a call me if you need me basis, especially with 3 kids, just had a baby, 2 weeks old. If you need me, call me. But other than that, I can't be there like I used to because I dive right back in. I'd be there every Sunday, and I just can't get sucked down that rabbit hole again. And it wasn't like they was just demanding me to be there. It was me telling myself I needed to be there because I felt like I was needed. Sometimes I would be going and I wouldn't even be working. I'd just be there just because I want to be in the number. But I had to learn that, my family comes first. Now I feel good. It's, quarantine is cool because I can sit at home with my family now. But even still, I'm just learning, how to prioritize my family, prioritize my time more wisely, getting a better schedule to be able to say, okay, this needs to be done. This needs to be done. We need to do this at this time. But at least now, since I'm not working at night, I don't have to clock watch. And I'm at the point now where if I'm working a job, I'll be like, okay, unless it's like a video editing job or something, then that's a different story. But working like a regular 9-to-5 job, doing what you got to do, and then shut the computer down and go home. Not trying to be this extra super decorated employee. No, just do what you got to do. Go home to your family. To all those new fathers, I'm talking to you specifically. If you know somebody who's about to be a father, finna be a father again, sometimes you don't get it right on the first child, even the second child. But sometimes you just need to take a step back and say, okay, what am I doing wrong, or what can I do better as a dad? And I already know prioritizing my time is something I definitely need to do better in. But I know I'm not making something in my life like church and work a god anymore because I don't want to put too much time and effort into that and then my family get the scraps or whatever is left of me. So baby number 3, that's my mission, just to make sure. And you can tell kids, they can't talk that good, but they be missing you. When they miss you, they can't say it, but then they be all up in your face. They be climbing all up on you. They won't give you no room to breathe. But kids be missing you. And I know now that they couldn't say it then because they were babies, but now they bigger and they be all up in your face. They always want to just breathe your ear. It's like, okay, these kids, obviously they miss me. And now my son's getting to the point where he can answer yes, no questions. And he'll say, did you miss me? Yes, daddy, yes. And my baby girl, she's she's communicating very well. Now she'll be the same way, and I love you, I miss you, all that kind of stuff. So bottom line, new dads, young dads, expecting dads, be careful with what you give your time to. Be careful what you give your energy to. Just be careful how you spend your fatherhood time. It's one thing to be a father, then you got to be a husband. So it's like, okay, where's that balance? Which is of course something I'm learning, but I can't give you the answers right now because I'm still working around it. But it's something for you to at least pay attention to and learn where you're falling short as a father, because it's easy to fall into this cycle like I did and put other stuff before your family. So you just want to make sure you're taking care of home, your first ministry, before anything else. Okay? That's all I have to say. Like I said, I hope you had a fantastic Father's Day. I hope you learned something from this video. If nothing else, I hope you at least think about what you can do to be a better father. You know, like I said, if you messed up before with the first child or the second child, it's okay. As long as you don't just continue down the road of being a bad dad or a subpar dad. I was being a subpar dad. I was just existing and kind of dumping more of the work on Joy, but now I'm doing more of my part to make sure my family is taken care of. Okay? If you like this video, if you can relate to this video at all, especially my young fathers, make sure you leave a comment in the box below. I want to hear from you, some of y'all. See, we could be honest, we could be vulnerable. I know I was trash as a dad, but I'm doing better now. I fell short, but I didn't want to admit it then, but now I'm maturing, so I can realize that there's definitely room for improvement. Shout out to Drake. But yeah, if you like this video, share the video, comment on the video. Let's have a conversation. You know, what can we do as a community of black dads or just dads in general to just help each other out, to grow, and just to be better than we were yesterday. Better than the first child, we could be better with the second child, so we can just improve daily. Okay? Till next time, I am your good fella, Young T Bell, and I hope you all had a great Father's Day. And just remember, if you didn't get it right the first time, there's always room for improvement. Until the next episode, go be great.